This week on the CNA Green Plan Challenge, residents work up an appetite for sustainable products and services at Tanjong Pagar. In Buena Vista, we organise a hackathon to uncover new ideas to sustain a green economy. And in Choa Chu Kang, discarded furniture gets a new lease of life.
What's up? It's Anne Nicole and this is the CNA Green Plan Challenge. Let's go!
Our first challenge of the day will be held here at Ngee Polytechnic. We'll give students from the School of Design and Environment a taste of the green economy by getting them to work on an exciting furniture project. We want to discover if there's talent in Singapore to produce more sustainable products with lower carbon emissions and waste. That's in line with the country's plans to decarbonise industries as it joins the next industrial revolution.
We will have to continue to focus on encouraging and nurturing an innovative culture in our move towards a green economy and to facilitate the transition towards a sustainable future.
Our students just so happen to be learning about the circular economy as part of their curriculum. The circular economy closes the loop in production. Instead of taking the planet's limited raw materials, then disposing of products once they're used, the circular economy wastes nothing, because waste becomes resource or is reused to make new products.
A green economy opens up many opportunities for green jobs. Jobs that go towards making products or services that conserve natural resources or benefit the environment. Green jobs exist in many different industries, including the field of industrial design. Today, I'm going to find out how keen these 18-year-olds are to pursue green jobs that has sustainability at its core. And for that, they'll be playing a game.
Welcome to Planetarium. We are playing today the GCE game, Green and Circular Economy game.
In this Monopoly-style game, each student will get to run a business. They are encouraged to rethink, redesign and re-evaluate their operations from a green perspective. Our green coaches for today are trainers from Terra SG who specialise in running sustainability workshops.
Are we good? So during the assigned worker stage, you have to mutually agree which colour you want to recover. Then there will be economies of scale for it to happen. So that's why it has to be jointly operated by at least 2 players.
Well, the objectives of this game primarily is to actually bring about the concept of circular economy. But what comes after the primary objectives, there are a lot more that's coming in behind it. One of it will be the opportunities, as well as the challenges of the circular economy.
What do we have to do in order to win the game?
Well, I would say that there are a few techniques to win the game.
Okay.
Yeah, first of all, you got to actually look into a long-term viability instead of short-term profits. Also expose yourself to adopt different methods such as remanufacturing, circular design, recycling.
The game introduces students to a new business model, one that balances profitability with sustainability.
Hi guys! Hi. How's everyone so far?
Okay, underpaying my workers.
Underpaying. Okay, first of all, tell me how's your progress with the game?
So far I got $1.
That's okay. At least you made money. So what's your favorite part about this game?
I think like how thinking about business, the business part of it, it's very interesting how you lose your money over something small.
Another objective of the game is to get students interested in green jobs and careers.
I'm definitely very keen to pursue a green job. Whichever job title, whichever career, there's always an opportunity for us to implement process of sustainability within our work.
Upcycling or recycling and using a green element actually helps give the challenge. You're not wasting materials, more of like you're taking old materials and refurbishing them. And that actually just makes me feel much more better about being a product designer.
After playing a game about the circular economy, the students are going to put what they've learned into practice. Choa Chu Kang, a bustling town surrounded by lush greenery. Today, Volunteers from the Brooklyn Sustainability Workgroup are here to collect unwanted furniture from residents. They will pass these items to the students at Ngee Ann Polytechnic whom we just played the game with. The students will put theory to practice as they attempt to give the discarded furniture a new lease of life.
Currently, this dining table, we've been using it more than 5 years already. We decided to give it out to get a bigger dining table because there's a big family in this house. So that's why we letting it go now.
It's actually a wooden dining table, and after we shipped it out, within the next 2 to 3 days, then the table gave way. The idea itself is meaningful, extremely meaningful, and in fact, when it can even be new life to it, right, then it will definitely benefit those families who are in need of it.
I so-called custom-made this furniture 4 years ago. It's solid wood made of mahogany, which I do like it very much. But I do my part to donate out to the community so that it can be useful, giving it a new lease of life.
The furniture arrives safely at the Polytechnic's workshop, where students have spent the past 2 weeks coming up with ideas to upcycle the furniture. The challenge is to turn unloved items into new products people will buy. But before starting work, they must first get buy-in from their client, Scantique. The furniture company has long been examining ways to introduce a sustainable furniture line.
So here will be our final design concept. So it's a multifunctional shelf that will be placed beside the bed. And for this design, we consist of 5 different products. There are set table, book holder, lighting, sand diffuser holder, and the shelf structure itself.
This is very interesting, definitely very functional. Do you all know the materials you're going to be using for your item? Because we've already collected a bunch. Not yet.
Jamie Lim is the CEO of Scantique Singapore, and she's arrived with 2 of her top craftsmen to hear the students' design ideas.
We have also sold recycled materials before. However, we felt that customers were not receptive for many reasons. They expect that as recycled wood should look the same as a normal piece of wood. They feel that a recycled piece of wood is used furniture and it carries with it a bit of baggage, spiritual baggages. This piece was used by a dead person, could it be haunted? So now we came in here 10 years later to see perhaps they would come in with fresh perspectives. So one of the biggest merit is that we can work with the younger generation, explain to them the importance of sustainability and what we can do to keep this earth sustainable and keep our products sustainable. This piece of wood, is it from the big table that came?
Yes, it's one of the big tables that came in.
That was my table.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
Thank you so much, by the way.
Good. I'm very excited to see what will be of this, of my table.
I got a lot of good feedback towards it, and I think this feedback actually can help improve a lot of my designs. We're taking old tables that people use for 14 years old, we're repurposing them and giving them a new meaning towards it. And that's one thing that I really love about this project.
I think the overall presentation actually went quite smoothly because the industry partners, they actually gave very practical and very good feedbacks for us. They have a lot of experience and there are still some areas that we may not think of. They are able to kind of guide us on that.
I think the ideas are very unique, very original. A lot of function are woven into it. Some are more practical than others. I'm excited to see how they are able to use the recycled furniture to upcycle it and build up what they have imagined.
In just a month, students will display their work at one of Scantique's showrooms, where they will be put up for sale. And the heat is on to bring their ideas to life within such a short turnaround. Our host, Anne, goes back to school to see how they're coping with the pressure.
Hi guys! Hi! Tell me more about this piece and what are you guys working on?
Well, I'm working on a chair for this, so this will be the base of the chair. So basically what my chair is that it can adjust in different angles. So for the user who is using it, right, so it's for their comfort.
I'm building a table and I hope it will go well. So how the table will work is it's for people in condominiums with small balconies. So it could be a table, an outdoor table, as well as a drying rack, a multifunction. That's the trend now.
Wow, okay, so are you confident that you're gonna do it in time for the showcase?
I'm not sure, but I'll try my best.
Okay.
We'll see how things go.
The collaboration with industry players like Scantique has given students a peek into how moving towards a green economy will create new jobs and growth opportunities for Singapore.
As we move towards our sustainable future, this journey of transition, one very important component is really making sure that our workers are ready. But we must ensure that our workers are trained and equipped with the necessary skills so that they are able to take advantage of these opportunities that will come their way.
Working with institutes of higher learning, the authorities are equipping students and workers with skills that would help them contribute towards a greener future. This will include enhanced undergraduate programs and support for mid-career technicians, engineers and professionals. Across multiple sectors, the Singaporean workforce is skilling up to prosper from the exciting challenge of going green. It's the day of reckoning for 9 students. Their upcycle projects made the cut and will spend the weekend at Scantique's showroom. The residents who donated their used furniture have been invited to the exhibition. What will they think of the makeover?
So I looked at the piece that I donated. Okay, it's a solid mahogany. It's something that is different that gives a new lease of life to that furniture that I donated.
It's a very nice initiative and I hope this can continue on. Nowadays people are more into recycling as well and upcycling, so nowadays residents are also more happy to know that their furnitures are being put to good use.
It's been quite a process, a journey. We started with an endpoint, but we had no idea what the endpoint would exactly look like. So now that we are here, I am actually impressed at the words that have come out from, again, furniture that have been thrown away.
I'm very happy that they have learned so much throughout this process. Not just academics, but also from the involvement of our industry partners. I hope that they can see how designers or creatives can influence and inspire the community or public to drive towards green initiatives.
I'm actually very proud of my project, and I think after 2 to 3 months of working on this and seeing this in the showroom and everything, I think it just makes me feel just very happy and very elated.
I remember about 2 months ago, I first stepped into Ngee Ann Poly to witness how they have started. They were playing this game and learning about circular economy, and a lot of them didn't really know what the benefits of upcycling are. Throughout the process, they have learned that it's so important to be sustainable and learn concepts of circularity. And as young designers, they actually applied all these concepts. It really goes to show how young minds have the ability to think out of the box and be creative with what they can think of and their ideas. And I can't wait for them to grow and mature into designers to help our planet.
This shared labour of love between residents, students and a business was celebrated with much fanfare. In the end, it was not just furniture that was sold, but the idea that a community can come together to help turn sustainability into opportunity. Tanjong Pagar. Located within the central business district, this vibrant neighbourhood is dotted with multicoloured shophouses, offices and unique residential buildings. Like most people, residents here adopt the usual buy, use, dispose mentality, and little progress has been made in reducing the use of single-use plastic. But we believe that here, in what's traditionally been a hub for commerce, we can make some headway in changing habits and mindsets. Anne is heading to Tanjong Pagar Plaza, where we will be conducting a little experiment.
So we've set up a pop-up store here in the heart of Tanjong Pagar. Oh my gosh, so many exciting things to check out, and it's stocked with a wide range of green products. For instance, let's take a look here. We've got some scrunchies, how about some shampoo bars, even a hand brush here. Now, what's really exciting and interesting about all these products is that they're all sustainable. They're made with sustainable materials and using even more sustainable supply chains.
We've invited residents of Tanjong Pagar to pop by our pop-up store. It's actually a front for an interactive survey to gauge the community's appetite for sustainable products. Green merchants Jolene Tang and Maya Singh are confident they can change entrenched consumer behaviour with their products.
What we're trying to do with the sustainability project is that we're trying to make all these products more accessible in the market so that people know what are the alternatives to plastic items. By supporting us, they're trying to encourage more people to get these products in the market itself.
I think for consumers to support sustainable products is becoming much and much more important in today's times, as we see many more issues that are happening because of climate action and climate-related issues. We really want that to happen and to come from the consumers, because at the end of the day, businesses are linked to what consumers demand. There are 2-3 ways of looking at it. One is that how does the product fit into their lifestyle? How does the product actually make life convenient for them? And at Green Collective, we focus on that a lot.
So like what Mayu said, and I wholeheartedly agree, I do think that convenience is a very important factor in our day-to-day lives, especially among Singaporeans. This got me thinking, is there an appetite for sustainable products among Singaporean consumers?
I bought 2 items, the laundry detergent in sheet form and also the period underwear. My preference is always to buy something without the packaging. For a period of time, I did live zero waste. I think it's quite hard to do, so now I kind of manage it by leaning towards such sustainable items.
I saw the basket that was made out of the newspaper. I thought it was very interesting because paper is actually quite soft, but the basket was very hard and it didn't seem to break easily.
I tend to use most of these products, so that's also why I came here today, because I needed some more of those, and I really try to always make the choice for the sustainable alternatives. I think once you're getting into the flow and you have the items, it's actually cheaper because you don't need to buy new items all the time, so you can reuse those.
As part of our experiment, shoppers are asked if green products hold a candle to their less eco-friendly cousins. More importantly, they must tell us if they're willing to pay a premium for sustainability.
I've got all the results in my hand here on my phone, and you know what? I was so pleasantly surprised that about 90% of them thought that green products would work just as well as their normal counterparts. And about 65% of them actually acknowledged that yes, an extra cost is still involved in purchasing green products, but they feel that it's worth it. The main takeaways that we've seen, the responses here, is that yes, people do think that it's environmentally friendly in supporting all these sustainable companies and using all these sustainable products in their lifestyle. But all in all, I would say that Tanjong Pagar residents here, they are very open to embarking on a greener, more sustainable journey. So with this being said, why not we put them up for a brand new challenge? This is a reusable food container by Bearpack, and it is now used for food delivery. You can now opt for this container when you order in from any online food delivery platform.
By switching to reusable containers, customers help reduce the adoption of single-use plastic. More importantly, they are sending a message to businesses that consumers prefer products and services that have a lower carbon footprint.
For every usage that you use Bearpack, we reduce 90% of CO2 emission compared to normal single-use packaging. Our reusable items are our box that can be used at least 500 times, and our reusable cups made from stainless steel can be used at least 1,000 times.
Food delivery companies have started electrifying their fleets and adopting eco-friendly packaging. All part of a global drive to decarbonise and accelerate the creation of a green economy. In 2020, Foodpanda and Bearpack made a pact. They would work together to bring food from restaurants to households in a more sustainable way.
Sustainability has always been a very important part of our business. When we look at sustainability, we really identify the areas that we believe we can make the biggest impact. And this is around conscious food, waste reduction, social impact, and I think the fourth and most important piece is awareness and education. Where I think you can make efforts is areas that maybe reduce costs. You know, we talk about Cutlery as an example. You actually save restaurants money. It's a win-win for everyone. So I think it's also businesses and governments as well to support, but finding ways that actually don't have to be so expensive to help make those shifts.
We decided to ride on Foodpanda's decarbonisation efforts for our next CNA Green Plan Challenge. We encourage customers to support the food delivery company on their green journey by opting for Bearpack containers for their orders. About 40 residents signed up. Anne is about to catch up with some of them.
Hi, Jonathan. Jonathan.
Hi, Anne. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Having committed himself to the war against climate change, Jonathan Leung was quick to enlist for the challenge.
It was actually back in 2009. I watched this movie called Inconvenient Truth. 2 years later, when I watched the movie, it kind of struck a chord in me. And I said, this could really be an inconvenient future for us, And I thought about what could I do in my own way as an individual. Because I started all this, like packing all my disposables in the bag and looking for a recycling bin, then to dispose it.
So it's going to be lunchtime. Yeah. Are we going to order something?
Yeah, I want to check out this great place called Doko Donburi. So they are also using the backpack packaging. Yeah, so I'm just going to order on the Food Panda app.
Hi.
Hi, under Jonathan, I got a pickup.
Okay, sure. Give me a minute. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Cheers.
Ken Tan has been running Doko Donburi for 5 years now. He runs a small joint, but he believes size matters not when it comes to building a green economy.
The amount of waste generated every time someone eats at our store is actually quite great. But ever since we actually started Backpack, and then we actually encourage people to bring their own containers to actually keep their food. In this instance, we actually give them a discount whenever they bring their own containers. So ever since then, adoption rate has been about 20 to 30%, which I think is a huge improvement in a sense.
So this is your first time actually holding the backpack container.
That's right.
What's your first impression? How do you feel about it?
Well, I actually like it very much. I mean, it's nice to have something warm in your hands, just before lunch, and then you can see that you can see through all the ingredients very well. Very generous serving as well. I do a lot of takeout, especially now I'm working from home, so definitely I'll be looking out for a lot more outlets that use Backpack.
Next, Anne visits another couple who appear to have settled into the challenge.
Hi, Anne. Welcome. How are you doing? So good to see you.
Hi,
Please.
good to see you too.
Please
Thank
come.
you for having me.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Nice to see you. All right, please come.
Thank you.
Despite the demands of their work schedules, the couple is determined to not let convenience get in the way of their quest for sustainable living.
Do you practice any green habits, sustainable living practices, all that stuff?
Well, he's definitely got me into a ton of green habits. Whatever small that we can do on a daily basis, we've got 3 little bins right in our utility area, and we separate out our plastics, our paper, our cans, and we also carry our flask or our cups when we go get our tea every morning.
We make it part of our lifestyle to live a sustainable life. Of course, we have a little daughter, which reminds us of how we want to make sure this world is a better place to live in few years or decades down the line. So definitely, yeah.
So you know what? I'm very hungry. So do you guys mind if I join you for lunch?
No, let's do
it. Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So this is your first time actually seeing the backpack container.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. The food's hot, it's well taken care of, looks in great shape, tastes great. So I think there's no reason why I would want to go back to disposables ever.
So with this being said, how do you think we can encourage more people to adopt greener habits?
2 things that immediately come to our minds, which we discussed, right? Awareness. There has to be more awareness. And the second is, as she mentioned, is going to be how do you make it a lifestyle? Convenience, right? With these boxes, if we can make it available in every single hawker center, every single food joint, make it a default and not a choice, I think all of us will embrace it. So convenience and awareness, executed in multiple ways, I think will drive the change.
Change is something that 32-year-old Redeemer is unafraid to embrace. But she's been finding it a little hard with this challenge.
When I first actually got introduced to the backpack box, and I was really intrigued and I was amused, and I was like, how can I be a little more responsible and actually use this in my daily life? I'll be honest, I didn't do that upfront, but last week again I ordered from Food Panda and I ordered like a bowl from Salad Stop. What would be really nice, I think, would be that when there's more adoption perhaps, maybe the Food Pandas and all the other delivery apps and restaurants can actually integrate the Barepack app into their system, so that you can just click the button and it all just happens in one app. I know we're really lazy as consumers. We want everything to be done for us, but that might make it simple. Barepack right now, I have the box with me. Now I'll have to go and drop it off at one of the nearest outlets. And what would be really awesome is that maybe if we can increase more of the drop-off locations and the collection points.
Do you see you using reusables in the long run?
I really want to. And I'll put my hand up to say that I've been wanting to for a while, but I haven't made that switch entirely.
It's been a week since we set the challenge for residents of Tanjong Pagar. Anne is back at Foodpanda to get the lowdown on how willing residents have been to support the company's efforts to go green.
All right, Laura, we are here and I'm so excited to hear from you because personally I've met a few Tanjong Pagar residents and they seem to really enjoy the initiative from Foodpanda and Bearpack. How did the initiative go?
Yeah, it's been really positive. So we saw an increase in customers, 70% of customers using Bearpack in Tanjong Pagar, and the orders doubled as well. So let me show you the graph here that we have. So yeah, it's really positive so far. So this definitely falls within the waste reduction kind of pillar of our sustainability strategy. It's a huge impact.
Yeah.
If we can see the same with reusables, if even 10%, 20% of our customers use reusables on a daily basis, I mean, I think the potential for change is pretty huge.
As we've seen from the figures that Laura has showed us, double the amount of people are actually using reusable containers, and this is just solely in Tanjong Pagar itself. My personal humble opinion is that companies should be willing to go towards the greener approach and to look at the benefits of this lifestyle as part of their business model.
But Singapore companies would not have to embark on their green transformation alone. There's help. Recently, the government launched the Enterprise Sustainability Programme, or ESP, to support companies on sustainability initiatives and help them capture new opportunities in the green economy.
Companies are increasingly realizing that sustainability is becoming a key priority for their businesses. And this is the reason why we introduced Enterprise Sustainability Program to help our companies and industries to decarbonize, to adopt a more sustainable operation and business model. So we have put aside $180 million for this over the next 4 years, and we hope up to 6,000 enterprises will benefit from it.
Nova Meats is a food tech company based in Singapore. It's seeking to expand its business by bringing its plant-based products to restaurants and even households in Asia, starting with China.
Our aim is to develop and produce plant-based meat for the mass market. We have a pilot plant in Tai An City in Shandong Province. From there, we will produce it and we will market it both for the Chinese market and for export to the rest of Asia.
With the help of the Enterprise Sustainability Program, Nova Meats was able to swiftly grow its business from concept to market.
I think the biggest help that Enterprise Singapore provided was a financial link to develop these products. So if you look at it from a startup, we've now launched various products. We've even got a sort of a fast food restaurant in China selling these products. I think 2.5 years, it's very fast by most startup standards. From talking about it to actually selling products in a huge scale across more than one country.
Another initiative that seeks to help companies ride the green wave is the enterprise financing scheme, Green. Businesses seeking to develop green technologies and solutions can tap on the scheme to get easier access to funding from financial institutions. The scheme has been welcomed by business leaders like Charles Wong. He founded Terranus Energy with the aim of becoming a game changer in Singapore's clean energy sector. The EFS scheme has brought the firm closer to its goal. It's now able to help clients generate their own electricity.
So far, Terranus Energy have deployed 2 utility-scale solar farms in Singapore. The first one being in Jurong Island, nameplate capacity of 5.3 megawatts, which will power at least 900 4-room HDB flats. The second one is in Changi Business Park, which is equivalent to 19.1 megawatts, and that could power up to 3,300 4-room HDB flats. The land that we are on is considered a temporary land, where due to its proximity to Changi Airport, the use of it is quite limited for both of our utility scale that we have deployed in Singapore. The nature of the land is temporary, so that effectively makes the project unbankable. Without the EFS green scheme that is available to us, the conditions that we might get the loans would be very limited and it would make us very uncompetitive.
From creating green jobs to helping businesses decarbonise, Singapore is capturing new opportunities in the green economy. These opportunities are endless. All you need is an innovative spirit. And this will be on full display at our next challenge to be held in the Startup and Innovation Hub that is Buena Vista. A new industrial revolution is underway. In Singapore and across the globe, companies are seeking to decarbonise and accelerate a transition to a greener economy.
And for that to happen, we'll need a strong pool of talent to capitalize on new growth opportunities. So, do we have the talent? Do they have the ideas? Well, I've come up with just the thing to find out, a CNA Green Plan Hackathon. So it's going to be a 12-hour event with 10 teams involved, and they will need to come up with a solution that helps to advance sustainability, decarbonize the production of goods and services, and reduce Singapore's carbon footprint, all with the main goal of advancing the green economy.
And a chance to win $10,000. That's the prize for the team with the best idea. Teams are a mixed bag, made up of members coming from schools and startups, many from nearby.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the CNA Green Plan Hackathon. Very exciting day. Thank you so much for joining us today. So your time starts now. All the best to you.
The tasks for the hackathon are simple. Tasks 1 and 2 would take 2 hours to accomplish. Task 1 is to identify an industry that could be made more sustainable. And for Task 2, they'll need to come up with a preliminary idea for a sustainable product or business. Crunch Cutlery are a young startup who made their name in edible cutlery. Today, they're working on an idea to make food packaging more sustainable.
A lot of people are focused on having a very fast and convenient lifestyle over having a more sustainable option, and we believe that that has to change because it does take up a lot of material. So we want to come up with a solution that is fairly convenient, but also a lot more sustainable.
Ideation is key in a hackathon, and there are green coaches to help our teams do just that. Jessica Cham runs Asia's largest sustainability-focused media platform, and Ariel Muller is the managing director of a non-profit organisation that works with businesses and governments to accelerate transitions towards sustainability.
So what are some of the applications of this composite material?
Is that like an app or a platform that you're thinking about?
Are you targeting food waste, which is again another huge issue which you mentioned earlier as well? They've really been thinking about some very on-the-ground solutions, technological solutions. So I'm actually really impressed and very excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of solutions they will come up with.
When I think about the teams that have really stood out for me, I think the ones that have really, I've seen gone through that creative process that happens in a hackathon, that you set out with what you think the solution is going to be, and then you actually think maybe that's not going to work. And then they have to keep wrestling to get that problem statement. And those teams that have really zeroed in on a problem statement, I can see that it's taking them into better solutions.
Another startup working on a new business idea is N&E Innovations. 2 years ago, they created a disinfectant from food waste.
Our mission is to valorize food waste of the world. We use food waste and we turn them into a powerful antimicrobial that can reduce transmission as well as mitigate resistance development in the long run. My little daughter has eczema, so we were trying to find the most natural way to go through the pandemic without using any alcohol disinfectants.
Today, the team are looking to work with nuts and durians to create insect repellent, and they're doing experiments on site.
The durian shell has like a lot of active ingredients like flavonoids, polyphenols. So we are going to extract these out and formulate it into an insect repellent today. And we are also going to test it out on the spot with live animal models in a way.
With real bugs, and flies and some larvae.
Just round the corner, there's a much younger team. Team Greensus are from NUS High School. They're computer science students with a keen interest in AI.
Do you guys feel very pressured or intimidated that, you know, all your competitors, your rivals are older than you?
I mean, a bit, definitely, but
I think we come here to learn.
Yeah,
we're just here to have experience.
Wow, I love this energy.
They're still in the midst of brainstorming, but they know for now it's likely to be an app to help consumers reduce food waste.
It turns out into a waste and it gets incinerated anyway. So yeah, we're trying to think of like some solutions to those issues.
Innovating solutions to today's problems is the key to a greener tomorrow. But it's not just the environment that wins. Investing in sustainability can create new engines of growth for Singapore's economy. With this in mind, the government has introduced the Research, Innovation and Enterprise Initiative. It will support companies seeking to innovate solutions in areas such as renewable energy, the circular economy and lowering carbon emissions. These companies will also get help to bring their innovations to the market.
Research and development and innovation has been a hallmark of our economy that spurs our economic development. And this is no different for the green economy. I think we will have to continue to focus on encouraging and nurturing an innovative culture. Several technologies are very important for us. For example, low carbon hydrogen, which can provide an alternative energy source that is more sustainable in the future. We are working with various institutions, both locally as well as internationally, to develop these technologies, and we hope that in time to come, they will provide a solution for our carbon emissions.
2 hours in, and we've moved on to phase 2 of the hackathon. The teams now have to refine their solutions and prepare for the big presentation just 3 hours away. Change X are a group of students who want to lower the carbon footprint of e-commerce deliveries.
So the problem we've identified is that there's increasing carbon emissions due to increasing popularity of e-commerce. So what we want to do is offer a two-part software as a service platform for both e-commerce customers and businesses to reduce the inefficiencies and incentivize people to choose a more carbon efficient delivery method.
Team GreenSiad are MBA students at INSEAD. They too are building an app designed to get more people to eat and buy local.
So we want to develop a game that can educate consumers about the benefits of local produce. So as they play the game, then they would also get food that's delivered to them based on the actions that they take on the game. Yeah, and so that actually engages them on an ongoing basis to consume more local produce.
Food is turning out to be a popular topic at this hackathon. Green Tech are 18-year-old students from Singapore Polytechnic who are looking to build a home farming setup. They've built farms before as part of a school internship.
We developed a system that's able to automate the growth of plants.
We live in a time where supply chain shortages are beginning to be more common because of the pandemic, as well as global warming affecting much of crops around the world. So if we're able to grow our food locally, we can buffer against any of these supply chain shortages, as well as ensure food security for our citizens.
At first, we had a general idea that we wanted to do urban farming, sustainable farming, but now we've decided to go towards targeting individuals instead. So we're going with portable hydroponic farms so that it's less industry focused but more on individuals itself.
To encourage collaboration between teams, there's a chat platform. Everyone gets to view the chats here on this big screen and on their computers.
We have to get 1,000 flowers blooming in order to get the 10 that are really going to be the ideas that we can take forward. And so a hackathon is that type of effort. It also begins to build all these new relationships. So sometimes the magic of a hackathon may not be that one thing you actually set out to do, but actually you met those other people that are doing that solution, and actually your two solutions might work together. So I think there's something about that synergy I think is really exciting.
Our third green coach, Joyce Tay, is no stranger to hackathons. Joyce wants to sharpen the team's ideas and make sure they're marketable.
So a really important thing is to be able to show that this problem that you're working on or this product that you're working on, there is a market for it. So when they're doing their market validation, essentially they are trying to show that there is a pool of users who actually want to use this product or who actually need this product. Because the worst thing that you could do is to build a product that nobody wants.
The youngest team on the hackathon, GreenSus, are doing market validation in their own unique way.
In kind of asking around, we realized that very specifically the other participants all come from the young adult demographic, trying to be more sustainable and self-providing in a sense. And since this is an age where a lot of people use phone applications, that our product can fit this target demographic very well.
And this was the biggest highlight of the hackathon. Coaching conversations with a surprise guest, none other than the Minister for Trade and Industry.
Is it more expensive for the self-raised?
For now, yes.
They're all fired up. They want to try out their ideas. And some of their ideas are very good ideas. I think with given time and when they refine the ideas, some of them actually, I hope, can be implemented, and together then we can move towards a more sustainable future.
10 teams, 8 hours of brainstorming, research, planning, creating and preparing for their pitches. The time has finally come for the big showdown.
Say hello to eCube, a blockchain-enabled play-to-sustain platform that rewards employees for their sustainability actions. Corporates can easily engage, empower, and excite their employees for different kinds of sustainability actions done throughout the organization.
The more you choose to make eco-friendly deliveries, the more you're going to collect carbon points, and the more carbon points you collect, the more your ecosystem is going to grow. We will give you vouchers or cashback on the e-commerce site.
You will download an open source template, and then you can just customize it to like different features, different sizes, and then after the parts has been printed, you assemble it and then just enjoy the fun of it.
It's an interactive game that educates consumers on their food choices, their purchase choices, and connects them with producers of local produce and alternative protein, all made domestically.
Simply take your groceries and snap a picture. The app uses a machine learning algorithm that we made and predict how ripe each fruit is and thus when they will expire.
We've also made it to be highly modular and scalable. So if, let's say, you want to expand vertically or horizontally and add more racks or layers, you can do so.
Smells good, right? We also brought down some flies to test. So this again shows that our prototype works.
We propose an e-commerce platform for food, connecting consumers and suppliers with a flexible purchase pattern.
The Moving Network connects food waste to businesses by consolidating waste streams and matching them with businesses that need them. So we also collect data to track who produces what and what goes where.
We'll take the cellulose acetate material that is left over from the disposed cigarette butts, and then we will respin it into new cellulose fibers. We will weave into a mesh and then incorporate it into a recycled polypropylene matrix to give you the composite material.
Our judges didn't go easy on the teams.
Can I ask for you to give a bit more detail about how you plan to change buyer behavior for e-commerce purchases? I'm hungry, I order a burger. What's going to incentivize me to take a more carbon-friendly option?
Who is the customer? What is the business model behind this?
What would entice someone like myself who is already quite time poor and has already other sources of entertainment to engage with the Hungerverse?
So what sets yours apart from all the other imported products?
How are you guys going to get a huge supply of that? I mean, everyone will have everywhere. There's all different places selling durian. The logistics behind it could be a bit of a challenge.
It turned out to be a very tight race.
I honestly am extremely impressed with all the teams, given the short time they had to actually put this together.
A lot of the pitches we saw today were fantastic ideas. They're early in their development. So I think a lot of this depends on, the next stages of development, what the MVP looks like, initial traction. And then, yes, I think a number of these ideas are very exciting from a potential scalability perspective and from a growth perspective, and therefore incredibly investable.
So exciting. One winner, $10,000. Congratulations. NME Innovations. Congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
Wow, I think you guys are hugging this to sleep at night.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. How did it feel when your name was being revealed on the board?
Oh, we couldn't believe it.
Too excited.
You're
like shouting. You guys didn't expect to win? Not even at all?
We thought we had some tough competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Always disappointed. We always want to win. That's what we're here for. But more importantly than winning is to improve, keep learning, and one day we'll make a big difference somewhere. I believe in us, yeah.
I was really impressed, to be honest. I think we had quite a range of ages and experiences and types of backgrounds, and I was just really inspired by everybody and extremely proud of the winners. Very well deserved.
My team, we always came in super confident, but at the same time, we were really impressed and super hopeful about what we saw. I feel like the sustainability scene in Singapore is growing very fast, and it's exciting, and I can't wait to keep going and see what's up there.
What really impressed me was the innovativeness and collaboration that took place throughout the day. And it really goes to show that Singapore has no shortage of change makers. This is what we need to accelerate our shift towards a more sustainable future. And with that, we've come to the end of the CNA Green Plan Challenge.
The Green Plan charts ambitious and concrete targets over the next 10 years, strengthening Singapore's commitment to fighting climate change. Over the last few months, the CNA Green Plan has shed light on the challenges we face and rallied the nation to make the changes that will provide a greener future. For present and future generations, let's act today. You've just watched the season finale of the CNA Green Plan Challenge. Before we go, we would like to congratulate the residents of Tanjong Pagar. Your town is the winner of the CNA Green Plan Online Challenge Green Economy Edition. Thank you for sharing your green journey with us.